Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Ockwell-Smith. Welcome to my latest SOS parenting video. Now today I want to talk to you about the idea of boredom and why we try to avoid it so much as adults, but why actually perhaps the best gift we can give to our children is being bored. So as I'm recording this, it's half term in the UK and I'm seeing lots and lots of social media posts from parents asking for ideas of ways that they can occupy their children, sort of local sites saying, where can we go, what's on, what can we do, my kids are bored. And I think today's society very much, when you have young children, is all about entertaining them. It's all about sort of trying to fill the days with fun and exciting activities and events. When I was a child, I'm not that old, I'm in my 40s, but we didn't have that. Life has changed dramatically in the last 20, 30, even maybe 10 years actually. When my kids who are now teenagers were young, it wasn't quite the same. But what I'm noticing in the last 10 or 20 years or so is this real kind of drive to occupy and entertain our children at all times. And there seems to be some sort of unwritten rule that if you don't fill your holidays and your weekends and your evenings with fun stuff, that you're somehow not a great parent. And that is so incorrect. Maybe one of the best things that you can do for your children is to allow them to be bored. And in order for them to be allowed to be bored, that means organising less. Now, what I'm not doing here is criticising you, saying if you are one of these parents and you need to get out of the house and you need to occupy your children because you can't cope with all being stuck up inside, then this doesn't really apply to you. What I'm really doing here is talking to those parents who feel that they really should do more with their children and feel that they don't occupy and entertain them enough. And I'm basically here to say you really don't need to do more. It is okay to have nothing organised for the school holiday. It is okay for your children to get really, really bored. The thing is, when children are bored, that's when they learn to occupy themselves. That's when they really use their imaginations. And yes, they whine, and yes, they complain, and if you have more than one, yes, they bicker, yes, they can be clingy, but that's all part of them learning to be comfortable in their own company, in the company of their siblings, and part of them learning how to deal with downtime and free time and what to do when they find themselves alone. It's really, really important. And I think it's a lesson actually that many adults today could learn. There's adults who find themselves thinking, what do I do with the free time? I think I should be productive. I should be doing something. I should be filling it with something. I should be doing this, that, and the other. I should be doing more. But actually, as a society, I really believe we should embrace the idea of doing less. So being more comfortable with free time, being happy to read a book or go for a walk or just, look out at nature or just watch TV even. I'm really not a big fan of this whole all screen time is bad kind of idea. I really don't believe it is. That's a whole other video. But basically, I think it's so important that we learn to be bored, we learn to have free time, and we learn to have downtime. And one of the best ways that you can teach your children that is when they're young, is allowing them to be bored. And it will be difficult initially, but ultimately they will work through that. If you're constantly entertaining them, what will tend to happen is they're going to need more and more entertainment. And when they're little, that entertainment may be going to your local park or a parent and toddler group or something. But as they get older, they're going to need more and more, and that gets more and more expensive. So if you're watching and you've got young children, start out when they're young, allow them to be bored, embrace that boredom, encourage them to use their imagination. If they're complaining that they're bored, empathise with them and say, yeah, I understand we haven't got anything to do today, but there's still an awful lot that we can do. We can use our imagination. We can play, we can do this, that, or the other, and just really embrace the art of doing a little bit less and not being scared of, one, your children being bored, and two, the idea that somehow you are a lesser parent if you do less with your children and you don't have the whole of their weekend or their school holiday scheduled out into exciting things for them to do. I really think it's something that we could all do with embracing a little more. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for listening. If you're interested in the idea of doing less, embracing downtime and just being less busy in general, you might want to check out my new book, How to Be a Calm Parent, which covers this in a little bit more detail. And if you are watching and you're on half term, then good luck for the rest of it. Bye.